What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Paranormal Activity Next of Kin video breakdown, ending explained and mini review. Now this movie is getting bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but to be honest, I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I knew what I was walking into, and I had no expectations that it would be as good as Dune or Last Night in Soho, some of the newest releases at the cinema. But I was entertained, and that is the least I could ask for. I'm not saying it is a really good movie, but I would say that it has served its entertainment purpose. If you enjoyed this video, then please do drop a like down below and subscribe with notifications on to never miss a video. This movie is a standalone from the rest of the franchise, which ironically will never die. But they probably cost like £100 to make, meaning a great return on investment. I feel they would have done a lot better by just making their own franchise and calling it the Name of the Demon or, something. The movie follows Margot, who was adopted after her mother abandoned her in what I think was 1997, leading to her to be given to a new family. She is eager to find out who the biological family are and sets about making a documentary with a guy called Chris, following her exploits, trying to find out who her real family are. Well, I say real, biological is the better term there. It turns out that she has actually tracked down a relative called Samuel via a 23andMe style service. This service takes your DNA and tells you what your makeup is of your DNA. I would try it, but it's very expensive. Now, she meets the guy called Samuel, and they meet during the filming of the documentary. It turns out that he is from an Amish commune, which we would later find out wasn't really Amish, but used the Amish way of life to hide in plain sight. Samuel said how off-screen that he was on his Rumspringa, which is a year where the Amish kids can go wild and live life in the modern day and return back to the community. On this, he met a girl and he ended up putting his details on this 23andMe style site that Margot entered. However, this was all a ruse, and we would find out later in the movie that the community are not Amish and that they engineered it so that Margot would return to the community and fulfill her birthright. Now, having been tricked, she arrives at the community with Chris and Dale, the sound guy, who I thought was pretty hilarious, and they try to make the documentary. Initially, they are told that they cannot stay, but after finding a child, the group are allowed to stay and make their documentary as a thank you for helping this kid. I did find it really weird that the Amish were like, okay, yeah, you found a kid, you can stay and I'll go against my principles here. But the kid found them at their motel and they bring him back and they do stay. However, I have to question when they go back and find what they're doing in these prayers. I wonder how much of it was simply show for them to pretend to be Amish. It's clear that the community has a deep, dark secret, as most of the people are incredibly creepy. There's hush-hush and they hear things in the attic. It turns out that Sarah, Margot's mother, had a child out of wedlock and was then shunned and decided to give it up instead of it being given to another couple, but it gets a bit more complicated than that. It's not long before they manage to find a secret church after seeing people earlier head into the forest, but they were told they are a hunting party. They work out that this church is where these people were heading to. However, it's blocked with some German words that translate roughly to "so far, not further." Not sure why they didn't just translate it back at the house after Jacob interrupts them, but they soon figure out a way to get back in and see some weird stuff. They see the name Asmodeus, I think that's how you pronounce it, sorry if I butchered that, and paintings showing a village being killed and some women standing among the bodies in another picture. This would not become clear until later, and the crew head back only for Margot to be kind of possessed at night time, leading the others to try and help her, and doctors help her as well as they go into town as the generator is broken. They head out and reach civilization, and that's when they learn that this group are not Amish, and they are descendants of a village that back in the day was plagued by a demon named Asmodeus, and the demon caused carnage similar to the end of the movie and shown in the church. and he was known as like a prince of lust and just a general gigantic demon douchebag. The woman of the village sought help from a white witch, leading to women sealing the demon inside them because, as Samuel said, women give life and they're stronger than men. I'm sure I'm going to get some lovely comments on this video. We would learn how Sarah was part of the lineage that would have to seal the demon, as it is passed from mother to daughter. This is why she gave up Margot, so it didn't happen to her. However, at some point, Sarah was forced to be the vessel for the demon and kept on the farm, and the family sought Margot so the birthright can live on. This is, like I said, because women give life and they're able to control the demon. Chris and Dale then try to save Margot as the ritual starts to happen and Jacob is killed, but the demon is released due to their interfering in a very, very creepy scene. The movie did feel very, very flat until the last few minutes, but I did enjoy working out the mystery, but I can understand why some found it pretty boring. There wasn't really much into it really up until the twist and the final parts of the movie. The scares were very, very light and it did not feel like a horror movie at all. But I really did like how the demon was released, and I feel like a lot of the budget went to this final point. As the demon runs rampant, releasing itself, and, well, it kills Dale and then infects everyone as the nightmare of the past happens again. Now, the pair escape, but at what cost? We can see that the demon has escaped as it possesses our boy Samuel as he kills the police in admittedly a very, very cool scene. The final terror scenes were some of the best of the movie, and I feel like there was a lot more that could have been done with this story had it not been confined to the Paranormal Activity franchise, as well as the Paranormal Activity filming kind of the gimmick that all of these movies have. It's evident that this demon will survive and move on and is free, and I'm not expecting a sequel, but if there was, I would imagine that they would have to seal the demon once and for all, leading Margot to finally have to live up to her birthright. Now, the movie was okay, like I said. I think that Dale was particularly the high point of the movie, and I think that he was really, really funny. And I say the high point up until the final third act there. And yes, it was pretty okay. And it did remind me in some parts of Resident Evil 7 with the creepy family, and made me think that, wait, if someone had adapted Resident Evil 7 to a movie, it might be pretty good. But then I also remember the Resident Evil movies, and they were absolutely abysmal. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like down below. Do subscribe with notifications on. I will be back on Friday, or more likely Saturday, for an Eternal video. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.